Yo, what up, everybody? It's time for the best football show this side. It's the East Coast representing the Trash Talk Tailgate. I am Riley P., the dude that doesn't do much, but still has got a pretty good voice, so you're listening. On the other side, my partner in crime for this football ride, Preston Rowe, defensive backs quality coordinator for the fucking Louisiana Tech University Bulldogs. This is the Trash Talk Tailgate. Now,
what's up, everybody?
Yep. All right, so in a little bit of sad coming off the hot intro, we got to get it out of the way. An absolute tragedy in the college football world, in the football world, in everything. University of Virginia had 3 players killed. Deshaun Perry, Devin Chandler, Lavelle Davis Jr., guys that, especially Lavelle Davis Jr., not saying anything about the other two, but especially Lavelle Davis Jr. was a pretty big piece of this offense at the University of Virginia. And it's a tragedy that may potentially sink the Tony Elliott era, unfortunately. That's something that we can talk about in a minute, but just off the rip, absolute tragedy that happened. Hopefully we eventually find out, motive, what it was, whatever. Cause it's crazy. It's crazy and something that hits so close to home. Literally, Charlottesville, Virginia I drove through it the day it happened. I drove through Charlottesville the day that this happened. It's sad.
I'm literally from an hour of Charlottesville. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. So, it hits very close to home to both of us.
Yeah. And so, just rest in peace for those guys. And I really do hope we get to figure something out in the coming time. But with that being said, me and you were having this conversation. You hit me up on text and we're like, would you be able to play after doing that? And, I'll give my answer first and let you talk about yours after. So, you send me that message and my immediate response is yes, I would definitely I would almost have to play after something like this. I would need the outlet, truly. Mm-hmm. I just know myself personally, it's just the guy I am. I would probably not talk to anyone and just throw all my energy into the weight room in the field and film. I wouldn't talk to anyone and I would just do that. Probably a terrible way of coping, but I know myself and that's how I would go at it. So, what about you? How something like this happens to your team? How you feeling?
So, the player in me, I agree with you. If something like this were to happen, and three of my teammates, 3 of my brothers were murdered in cold blood, I wouldn't feel right if I didn't go out there and play for them. I feel like it wouldn't be honoring their memory properly if I didn't go out there and give it everything I had for them on the football field.
Absolutely.
Because that's just how I was always as a player. Now, as a coach, I have a little bit different perspective because I know that not everyone is like that. So while I would have been like that as a player, I think what UVA should do, and obviously no matter what they decide to do, that's their decision, that's their prerogative. Whether they want to play, continue the season or not, that's completely on them. But as a coach, you have to hear what the entire team wants to do. If it was up to me, I would have a team vote. I'd have, a closed door meeting with them. And I'd be like, guys, this is, we've got a decision to make here. Obviously we're all hurting. We lost 3 of our brothers this week, and what do we want to do? And they've got to vote. They've got to decide on that. That's how I would do it. But as a player, I wouldn't feel right not going out there and playing for them. But I know that not everyone is like that. Like, people cope and grief in different ways. So
100%. 100%.
That's kind of how I feel about it.
And so, now that we've given our sides, we can take a second to look at like what might happen here for the University of Virginia. Like, what do you think is going to be the plan of action moving forward for the Wahoos?
Well, I actually, my dad's a huge football fan. He's the reason I kind of love football. And I texted him. I said, "What do you think they're going to do?" And he said, "Oh, I don't think they're going to play. Like, I think their season's over. I can't see how they could play with that hanging over them like that." And that's a fair point.
Yeah.
But
that's kind of where I'm at, like, thinking. I mean, I just, and this is something, I said a minute ago, so we'll talk about later. Here's later. If that happens, I'm kind of interested to see what happens for the Tony Elliott era of the University of Virginia.
I mean, I don't think that's fair. Personally,
I don't think it's fair either. But that's a lot. Like, just like you said, your dad said with this season, like, that's a lot to play with holding over your head. Tony Elliott now had a rough start, and then 3 players die in his first season.
That's rough.
It's rough, and that that's a fucking bad break. And while I don't think it's fair, if anything, but I would understand him. I'd also understand him leaving for a fresh start. No offense. I love the University of Virginia was always my side of the Virginia rivalry, my side of the Commonwealth Cup. I got a lot of love for the University of Virginia. They did a lot for me as a kid, and it's very sad that this has happened. And I just hope, I don't hope, because as you can see from the background and all of the apparel I'm currently wearing, I am a Clemson fan. So Tony Elliott, I had major hopes for him at the University of Virginia. I had a lot of respect from his coach at Clemson, and I was really hoping a lot, but I can't help but just understand, how impactful the momentum of this may be on his career.
I mean, and so you talked about your side of the rivalry. My side of the Commonwealth Cup is Virginia Tech, and obviously 15 years ago, we had the 2007 shooting on April 16th. And, they played that season later in the year for the 32 people that were killed, and I understand that, like, the school kind of rallied around that, but I think this is different because it's during the season.
Yeah, fucking mid-season.
From all accounts, it seems that the football players were the target, not just the student body at large. Like, you know what I mean?
Because the guy, this is something that we didn't bring up. The shooter was a former football player that had been kicked off the team. So, yeah, that's actually kind of important. We just glazed over that like a fucking Krispy Kreme donut.
It seems that the football program and the football players were the target. And it's during the season. Like, I mean, you've already had a really rough season. It's obviously not the season UVA wanted.
Not the season UVA wanted, not the season Tony Elliott wanted.
No.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot. Like, I can definitely see a lot of that program just being emotionally exhausted and emotionally drained. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I had to play a season, I had to coach a season during a COVID year. It was exhausting because you never knew, like, who was going to test positive. You never knew, like, the day of a game, you could have your starting corner, he tested positive for COVID. Like, he's out of the game, and so your whole game plan is just shot to hell. Like, obviously, that's nothing like this. Like, but I know how emotionally draining that was.
No. Like, but it still is. Like, it's a very draining situation.
So I can't even imagine what UVA is going through right now. So, no matter what they decide to do, I understand both sides of it. But I do think that there is a very high chance that they just decide to just, be done with it,
Unless they're just like, absolute fuck this guy and his plans. We're not letting him stop us.
Yeah.
And push through.
I mean, I would love
that would be fucking, if that happens, Disney movie.
Yeah.
I mean, remember the Wahoos, baby.
Oh my God, remember the Okay.
I'm just saying. Okay.
No,
but
yeah.
I just, let's go on to happier skies, bluer skies, a funner amusement park.
But before we do that, I just want to say, for all of us here at the Trash Talk Tailgate, we're praying for, all of our Wahoo family right now. We are all Wahoos today. So.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's important that we stay together in times like this. And speaking of staying together, I think it's time for the greatest segment that any podcast has ever had. Big Riley's Bub of the Week. Yes, it's time to announce the biggest and ugliest of all the big ugly bastards. And this week, it's an honor to announce my man, Jeff motherfucking Saturday, as Bub of the Week. So, in honor of him, in honor of Bub of the Week, we're gonna react to his post-game speech after the Indianapolis Colts beat the Raiders this week in Jeff Saturday's NFL head coaching debut.
If you guys haven't seen it, it's awesome. By the way.
All right, here we go.
Of you. Coaches, players, staff, everybody stepped up. All three phases, man. Things we talked about. Offense, ran it for over 200. Threw it for over 200. Defense, shut 28 down, 77 yards rushing. Had to make a play on 17 at the end. What we do? Make a play at the end, man. Make a play at the end, man. Hey, make a play at the end, man. Who goes hardest the longest, man? That's how this game is decided. The most physical football team won today.
I love post-game speeches like this when the coach is just like, what we do, make a play.
Yeah.
This is the same. It's the same thing like the halftime coach speech that I always pick on when the announcer is like, what are you going to do in the second half? And you're like, we got to play better. I love it. Let's keep going.
Yep.
Let me tell you how much I appreciate. Hey, Parks, congrats, man. Yeah.
It's not a single play work because of me. It's because of you guys, man.
Yes, sir.
We talked about it. Great way to respond to adversity all week. Freaking great job, dude. Let's go to work next week.
Dude, that dude was awkward as fuck. Yo, he didn't get a sentence.
100%.
He didn't get a single sentence out without fucking it up.
Bro, you knew he wasn't expecting that.
Oh, no, dude. But when the entire locker room goes, speech.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, is this part of the video? Oh, okay. That's whoever the fuck posted this video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So Riley, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think we started off roasting the decision on the last episode, but by the end of it, we kind of had the epiphany that Jeff Saturday's, understanding of the game of football and mastery of communication might actually be something that would bring him success, and I think that's exactly what the fuck happened.
Yep. And,
I mean that team they look pretty sharp. I mean, it wasn't a perfect game, but even though everyone shits on the Raiders, like, that's a pretty talented team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When they want to be, they're a pretty talented team. Like, there's some people in there We can talk about their problems later, but right now,
which we will.
But right now, it's all love for Jeff Saturday, man. Big ugly bastard of the week. I mean, it's awesome that he is doing this and showing how superior the offensive line mind is to any other position. I mean, truly.
I've got some thoughts on this as well. As a former quarterback, I know how important the offensive line is. Just shout out
and especially center.
Yeah, 100%. Center is the most important of all the offensive linemen. People don't realize this, but the center, they make all the calls. Like, they are the quarterback of the offensive line. They are the Mike linebacker of the offensive line. That's how important they are. Like, whenever a miscommunication happens, the center's going to get blamed for that because that's his job to let everybody know. So, but just back to Jeff Saturday, I think part of the reason that this worked, just watching that post-game speech, which is just fantastic. Like, I love speeches like that.
Yeah.
The Colts were down bad. They thought they were going to be a lot better than what they were this season. Your head coach gets fired mid-season, and it kind of seemed like the owner just kind of said fuck it. Like, Jim Irsay just kind of said fuck it, to the outside world. Like, we're gonna hire a guy who has no NFL coaching experience whatsoever to be our head coach. And so as a player, you're like, what are we doing? Like, what is the direction of this program, of this team, of this organization? But Jeff Saturday could have easily said fuck that. Like, he could have turned it down, but he didn't. He embraced those guys. And I think that's a huge thing that I think will kind of get overlooked, is that a team that's down bad, that really had no sense of direction, was embraced by one of their own. And that's why they played so hard for him. And you can see in that speech, like, they love playing for him. Like, just in that one game, you could see they've really kind of rallied around him, and they really love playing for him. Like, you can't fake that. Like, you can just tell if dudes want to play for you.
There's just to compare real football to Madden for a second. If you've ever done a Madden franchise and like done the coach role, and like the newer Maddens, they give you an option for like a backstory for your coach, and one of them is former player, and like when you get that, when you pick that one of the perks that it gives you is like higher player morale.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason for that.
Yep.
And like Jeff Saturday isn't just a former player, a former motherfucking legend.
Yes.
Like, my man's a legend.
Pro Bowls,
in the offensive
all pros. Like, he's, Super Bowl champion.
I mean, and I said this last week, and I'm going to say it again now. He is someone I personally looked up to when it came to like the idea of mastering communication among the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I was put in a time like in my own career where I had to be a communicator for my offensive line. Like, that's where I went. That's who I looked at. Thank you ESPN for telling me to go do that. I don't know if you remember the show Cold Pizza. They're the ones that's like, that was the one. I remember the first time, like, I just remember watching Cold Pizza and then being like, hey, go check out Jeff Saturday and like, let's look at how beautiful his fucking communication is. It was cool. But anyways, fucking, it's that mystique, that fucking air that he has around him that just brings people together.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like the coaches want to fucking coach for him. The players want to play for him. and he has something. I'm muted for that sneeze, so it's gonna sound like I just shut up for a second. I sneezed, everyone.
Bro.
I just happened to mute my mic, so it wasn't an ear torture.
It's fine.
No, there's no edit. I'm keeping all this. I did edit it out. I fucking muted my mic, so I didn't actually sneeze. It was funny, like in my head. Anyways,
you looked like you had an aneurysm.
Yeah, right. If you watch the video, that's what happened. I sneezed.
Yep.
But
check out our YouTube, by the way.
Please do. Fucking Trash Talk Tailgate coming straight at your mom's house. But Jeff Saturday, I just want to, there's not much more to say because it's only been one game, but the man, in the last 2 coaching outings he's had, he lost a high school football game in Georgia and won an NFL game against the Las Vegas Raiders.
It's crazy. It's crazy. What a timeline.
That is his past 2 football coaching outings.
Wish that would happen to me.
Oh, yeah, man. You got to go to coach a high school in Georgia first, apparently. Or Florida. Hey, guys.
True.
Is there a high school? Anybody know a high school in Florida that needs to restructure their coaching staff? Hit us up at thespookcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
That's the global email for all of our beautiful content. And hey, you can hire the TTT boys if you want.
Also, speaking of Florida, shout out to Tampa, Florida.
Oh my God! Shout out to motherfucking Tampa, Florida.
Yes.
The leading city in views for the TTT. It's fucking crazy. We love you.
It's crazy.
Please come back. I hope it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, no. Richmond, you got to step your game up, though. Richmond, Virginia, I'm calling you out. Step your game up.
Fucking Woodstock, Virginia, too. You bunch of hose heads.
Yeah, like, what are we doing? How is Tampa leading you? Like, bro, what?
I mean, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Now, love to Virginia, the state as a whole, is more viewed, but Tampa, as an individual city, blown it out the water. Yeah. So, it's your turn to take this thing, Preston.
Okay. So now we've got, we did the Big Riley's Bub of the Week. Now we've got the bruh segment, and this is going to be a new one, but I'm really excited about this.
Bruh.
First of all, bruh, Buffalo Bills Twitter, what are you guys doing? I don't know if you guys saw this, but Riley, do you have it?
Oh, yeah, it's up.
Okay. So as you guys can see, the Vikings went for it on 4th down. It's 27-23 Buffalo with 2 minutes and change left. And the Buffalo Bills tweet out 4th down stop, ball game. And then the next play, they proceed to fumble the ball and the Vikings score a touchdown to go ahead in the game. Now, Buffalo was able to, obviously kick a field goal, send it to overtime, and then the Vikings won in overtime. But Buffalo Bills, what are you guys doing? Like, come on, man. Like, bruh.
That's all. I mean, only thing that can be said in a moment like this is bruh. I mean, you gotta appease your fucking cues, boys.
Yeah.
If I was anyone a part of the coaching staff and or player base of the Buffalo Bills, I would find that social media manager and give him a good old sweet chin music. Yeah. Just for fucking jinxing. I mean,
he might have been fired. Let's be real.
That's worse juju than the one in Kansas City, okay? Yeah. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yep.
I don't know what else to fucking say.
Oh,
like,
my God.
You can't do shit like that. You just can't. You can't. You motherfucking can't.
Yeah.
That person just needs to retire. They shouldn't be fired. They should damn well be a good person enough to just retire.
Yep.
Like, it's a fucking, I don't know. I just gotta let the world know on that one, bruh.
Bruh. All right.
Okay.
This next one, it's always fun to to kind of shit on this team a little bit, but
yes, the Dallas Cowgirls.
yes, the Dallas Cowboys. What are you doing, bro? Okay, so it's 28-28 in overtime, against Green Bay. And it's fourth down. And you're in field goal range and you don't kick the field goal.
So let's see. Let's watch the play.
All right. You have it?
Yeah, it's
Here we go. 4th and 4 in Green Bay. Oh.
Look at this fucking Look at this choice. This play choice is fucking atrocious, by the way.
It is.
I mean,
like,
it's 4th and 4, dude.
It's 4th and 4, dude. And Riley, go back. Look at the receivers up top. They're running deep.
I see.
It's 4th and
it's
4.
definitely it's supposed to be a clear flood concept.
Yeah, it is, but
it's just not fast enough.
Cross their backside, but it's well defended.
You got to have Dak one. Dak's got to take this here. Right there, instead of staying in the pocket. He's got to fucking
Riley,
take that
Riley,
and go.
Shout out to our last episode on YouTube. Go back, Riley. Do you know what would have worked right here?
Let's talk about it. Yep.
You know what I'm gonna say. That fucking spot route. Yeah,
dude.
A
little bit of spacing.
I get it. You're trying to clear them out for the flood, but it's just not. It's got to be quicker. It's got to be quicker.
It's got to be quicker. It's got to be quicker.
You lost the game by a field goal. The Packers kicked a field goal and won. At this point, dude, if you're gonna do this, you have to have a better play. You have to have some kind of spacing. Maybe instead of running him to the flat, you have this man just clear him out and you run a wheel and you try to get Tony Pollard on a backer. You see what I'm saying? With that being said. With that being said. Okay.
Let's draw a play.
Here we go.
Bump, 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 bump.
Okay.
So, I'm going to keep it in this formation. I'll draw yours for you.
Okay.
When it comes up, I'm going to do mine first.
Yeah.
This is the formation I'm holding. 4th and 4,
right
so we got to get fucking
yards.
right here, dude. Just 4 yards. So I guess I'll even imitate their. Let me look at this one more time.
So it's 3-by-1 with everybody split. They have wider splits than that. Just there was a much better play that could have been called here. It's just.
No?
You got it?
Okay. Yep.
It was essentially
okay. So it was essentially that, and then so this is what I'm fucking doing.
You only need to get 4 yards, bro.
You only need to get 4 yards.
4 yards,
dude. Kind of deep right there.
Okay. He's got the scissors. Ooh. That's a good one.
Make him sit. This dude can do whatever the fuck he wants. I know in their play, that dude...
You know what you do here, backside?
Here.
You know what you do backside?
Just hit one of those.
So this boundary receiver here, he's going to run a slant, and you run a fucking wheel with the back. Yeah. That's what you do. That's
fair.
There.
Ooh, that's a good call.
Because then you're gonna if the front side isn't here initially, you're gonna put that linebacker in a bind on the backside. You know what I'm saying? Horrible slant. What are you, bro?
That's a terrible slant.
What are you doing?
Part of this bro segment is me.
So bad. Yeah.
So this is more like what they were set up. They brought that dude.
He had tight.
They brought that dude hella in. Honestly, I would bring him tight, and then just a little bit of
I agree
shift,
with that.
and then from here, quick slant.
Like you.
Honestly, I don't even know if the only reason I'm hesitant to run the wheel with him is because I want this play to be quick, and the wheel just isn't necessarily a quick route.
Though.
And I know, but with that being said, like if he's not going to be my primary and he's going to run that long of a route, like honestly, I want to keep him in for protection. It's 4th down. Like you know they're going to fucking blitz.
That's fair.
You just you got to expect it. So, I mean, something like a 900 coverage, just kind of bring everybody to the power side, and then bring him here to fill. I mean, there you go.
It's
4th and 4.
I don't agree with the call to go for it. Like just anyway, obviously hindsight's 2020. But like if you're gonna go for it, you've got to run a play that's quick and just quick hitting with just 1 or 2 options. And then if it's not there, then Dak just take off. Like that's what it's got to be. So
Yep.
Yep.
It's
so,
just a circle of fucking
Cowboys,
life, man.
Bruh, Mike McCarthy took an L against your former team. Bruh. This next one, so I don't know if you guys, we're going to shift gears a little bit. This next bruh. I don't know if you guys watched the Oregon-Washington game. If you don't know what happened, number 6 Oregon lost to Washington 37-34. And, any outside chance they had of making the college football playoff is now done. It's over. Obviously they can still win the Pac-12, but they're not going to get them with 2 losses. But that in itself isn't bad, but how they lost is just atrocious. So guys, let's just go ahead and Riley, do you have it? Yep. Back it up real quick. Do you have the actual 4th down play?
Nah, fuck you.
Oh, okay.
Apparently I don't. I really figured that they would fucking put that shit on here. But let's watch this.
So Riley, pause it. No, that's not it. That's 4th down with
this is it, right?
Yeah. There's no time left. So guys, if you don't know what happened.
Yeah. No, it's 2nd down.
It's 4th down and 1 on Oregon's 34-yard line. So they're not driving on Washington. They are backed up in their own territory. It's a tie ball game, 34-34 with 1:26 left. And Oregon, with their backup quarterback, because Bo Nix got hurt in this game, Oregon runs a zone read on 4th and 1, and they don't get it. And Washington's already in field goal range. And then they're able to, run the clock out and then kick an easy field goal. If you are in that situation with your college football playoff hopes on the line, you've got to punt the ball away. You've got to flip the field in that situation. Riley, do you agree with me?
I mean, logically, yes, but I am that crazy motherfucker.
Up.
It's 4th and 1, dude. Nothing in my mind. I know, but
yeah.
I took pride in being an offensive lineman. And to me, not going for it on 4th and 1 feels like disrespect. Now, I know they didn't get it.
100%.
I know they didn't get it. So that offensive line should have deserved the disrespect.
I understand. But
you should never disrespect your offensive line like that.
No.
I'm just saying in 4th and 1, I'm just not running a zone read. I'm running a gap scheme power. And just letting the big boys push. 4th and 1? My bruh for them is the choice.
The coach in me, you've got to flip the field.
I do respect that, and I absolutely see. Don't get me wrong. No. I understand that 100%. I understand your logic, and I'm not saying it is not true. You are. Yep. I'm saying me as a person, I would have gone for it, but I would have ran something different. I'd have just you gotta trust your O line sometimes, and that's why I think the zone read choice is also fucking kind of dumb. Like that's a very I don't trust my offensive line, I trust my runners kind of play, and that shit. Every time you run some shit like that on 4th and short or 3rd and short, like it never works. Those aren't the plays you run. You run zone or you run gap.
The other issue,
designed run
on
plays.
A zone read play, and we're gonna get kind of
and let it fucking hit.
We try. That's what we kind of do here. On his what? Okay.
Yeah. So I'll before we go there, I'm gonna say one. So zone. Okay, so a gap run scheme means that the offensive lineman, the fullback, the running back, everyone knows exactly where at the offensive line the ball is supposed to be ran through. Like, yeah. Well, yeah, and it's also everyone knows where they're going. You got poolers, like
it's supposed to hit a specific
it's a drawn up play like how you imagine. With zone, yeah, no, there's it has a fucking the play has a home and everyone's supposed to meet there and hang out. and in a zone run scheme, the offensive line, while they have people they're supposed to block, there's not necessarily a full plan. You're trying to create a space for your running back to run in.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone just kind of you just list off lazily to the left or the right, depending on the play call, and the running back. It's more on the running back to kind of be a little bit slower in the beginning, find an opening, and then hit it with speed.
Gap scheme never cuts back; it hits a hole.
Yep. And so that's why I think the choice of going with a zone run scheme. But anyways, you were going to say about zone.
On a zone read, the offensive line isn't supposed to dictate it. The quarterback kind of dictates it. And so, what that means is that, in a gap scheme, the offensive line is we're fucking mauling right now. We're pulling, we're mauling. In a zone read type of play, any kind of zone scheme, your offensive line is supposed to kind of, not be as physical at the point of attack because the quarterback is supposed to just kind of read the shit. Does that make sense?
No, 100%. A read play, it's quarterback is given. I mean, it's an option. It's the read option, and so the idea is that the running back and the quarterback have this communication, this understanding that the quarterback may give it off or he may take it. It's not directly going to be a running back. There's defenders that are keyed.
Yep.
They are the reads. That's why it is a read option. And they're before the play happens, the quarterback and the running back and the whole offensive line, everyone is supposed to kind of stasis on who that read is. And then once that's established, that person is left unblocked for the most part, maybe chipped, but for the most part left. Yeah. I mean, if it's a really good defensive end or something like that, they may have a tackle hit him one time, so he just doesn't get to run straight. But yes, fucking, it's mainly unblocked, and it's left to him to make the decision whether he goes for the running back or the quarterback, and then that decision dictates what they do. Yada yada yada. It's big and complex, and it's too much for 4th and fucking 1.
And the other reason, and I should have said this earlier, but the thing that you have now off of zone reads is RPOs. And RPOs,
most dangerous play in football.
I think that an RPO can kind of bite you in the ass, especially in this situation, because
they're really hard to execute.
The quarterback has the option to either give it, pull it, or he can throw it. So if you're going to throw it, the offensive line can't really maul because they can't be downfield. If you have an option to throw the ball on a play, the offensive line can't just maul and just get downfield. Like, does that make sense? Yep.
Yeah, they can't go far more than 2 yards because after more than 2 yards, it's a penalty.
So
it's a legal man downfield. And that's a 5-yard penalty.
I disagree with the call to go for it, but if you are going to go for it,
and so
if you're an Oregon Duck, you've got to fucking power run it, dude. You've got to. 100%.
Power run scheme. And I also understand that Oregon isn't really a power run team. I fucking understand that. You know what? You can still run one. Just because it's not your run. Just because it's not their scheme doesn't mean that they don't have a power run in their fucking playbook.
Yeah.
And so it just got to pull it out.
Yep.
Or fucking run like a quick jet sweep or something. Like if you want to say that, anyways, you can talk about what play they should have ran.
For losing that game, 37-34 to Washington. My last one for the bruh is we said we were going to talk about the Raiders earlier on the show. Again, shout out to Jeff Saturday, great win by him. But bruh, when are people going to realize that Josh McDaniels isn't a good head coach? Like, bro. I have some stats here, Riley.
Yeah.
Since he's become a head coach, the man is 13-24.
Amen.
As an NFL head coach. He just lost to a coach who has never had any prior, not just head coaching experience, but NFL coaching experience, period.
Hallelujah.
And Josh McDaniels, guess how many years, I looked this up, guess how many years of NFL coaching experience Josh McDaniels has?
Tell me, brother.
20.
Tell me. Testify.
And he just lost to Jeff Saturday, who's never had any NFL coaching experience whatsoever. And it's not like the Raiders are bad. They've got a really good team. Like, they've got talent. They've got, I know Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow are on IR, but they've got Derek Carr. They've got Josh Jacobs, and they don't run the ball with Josh Jacobs. And as someone who has Josh Jacobs on my fantasy team, that really fucking pisses me off.
Testify.
They've got Devontae Adams. Like, they've got Max Crosby. They've got a lot. They've got pieces. Like, they shouldn't be this bad. And so you kind of have to blame Josh McDaniels because he has a history of, not having success as a head coach. His only real success is when he's had Tom Brady as quarterback. Let's be real. Tom Brady makes a lot of people look good.
Oh, my brother, testify.
So, that's the bruh. Just NFL, stop hiring Josh McDaniels. It's embarrassing at this point. Just bruh.
If you're going to hire him, don't make him your head coach.
Yeah. Make sure you've got Tom Brady on your roster.
That as well. That's the most important part, honestly. Well, I guess we got one more for the bros, and that is, the fact that Nick Saban's daughter has got it going on. And by going on, I mean she's going on Twitter and telling people what the fuck is up. Like, she's Gucci Man the G.
Yes.
I mean,
I love this. I love this.
She, on Instagram, bam, Kristen Saban.
Yes.
Appreciate what you have before it turns into what you had. Read that again. She just, I mean, I don't know what to say besides what a motherfucking savage for one. I mean, I, as a Clemson guy, have little to no love for the fucking Crimson Tide. But Nick Saban is a fucking coaching legend.
He's the GOAT.
The people that are out here saying he needs to be fired or this, that, and the third, they're upset because they lost 2 games.
Yeah.
2 games.
Yeah.
Fucking what?
Yeah.
That's how spoiled Alabama football fans are. 2 games, and half of them are on suicide watch. I mean, We're lucky if fucking Tuscaloosa doesn't turn into Charlottesville before the end of the fucking season.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh. I just.
But I mean, seriously. She has the biggest point I think that could be being made right here. And that's that people need to let the man because like it's not like Nick Saban's getting bad. Everyone else is getting better.
Exactly.
When you're the fucking top dog, every dog trains to be you.
Yes.
And that's what we're seeing, man. Like people are fucking catching up.
Yeah.
And it also speaks volumes that a lot of them have Nick Saban ties.
Yeah.
Like
Kirby,
I think that fucking speaks volumes.
I mean, Kirby Smart was his defensive coordinator for years before he got the head job at Georgia, and he finally was able to break through and beat Saban in the national championship last year.
Yeah,
Like
Dabo.
Yeah,
Dabo was fucking like started coaching with Saban. They have strong connections, an Alabama connection as well.
Yeah. Dabo played there. I mean, Brian Kelly is just a hell of a coach. We talked about this last week. Like, Brian Kelly's a top 5 coach in all of football. Like, yeah, you give Brian Kelly that kind of LSU talent, yeah, he's going to be a problem. Like, you know, I just the people that legitimately, and I know it's a minority, but the fact that his daughter has to go on Instagram and say this means that
it's crazy.
Means that, you know, they're starting to hear that shit, which is a problem. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, and I bet you Nick Saban doesn't listen to any of that shit.
100%.
I honestly bet you he doesn't give a shit.
No, he doesn't.
But I also know that he has nothing left to prove.
Yeah.
And I think he knows that he doesn't like have anything. I don't think he feels like he has anything left to prove. He's done it so consistently with all kinds of different talent.
I mean,
and
he's won 7 national championships overall, 6 at Alabama.
Yeah.
Like,
with such a variety of different talents and power driven teams.
He won when his team was, you know, ground it and pound it and play great defense. He's won in the RPO, spread them out, you know, where he's won with not great defenses. In 2020, 2020, they didn't have the best defense, but they still beat Ohio State in the national championship. Like,
yeah,
you know, if there's one thing Nick Saban has learned to do, it's adapt. Like, yeah, like I will never doubt Nick Saban. I am a huge fan of Nick Saban. I respect the hell out of him. Like, he's the GOAT. That's all there has to say. So for Alabama fans to legitimately want him gone, just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Get the fuck out of here.
Exactly.
With your whiny self. Go say something racist and enjoy a fucking moment of peace. Like, just go kiss a cousin and calm the fuck down, dude. I don't know what else to say, man. Let the legend be a goddamn legend.
Alabama fans, bruh, what the fuck are you doing?
Bruh. All right. So, I mean, I know this is another one from you, but here's a little love, little props to Vandy.
I just want to say, you know, Clark Lee and that Vanderbilt program, their first SEC win in 26 SEC games, beating a ranked Kentucky team. Just major shout out to you. Like, you know, I know Vanderbilt's been kind of down bad ever since James Franklin left for Penn State a few years ago. But, I mean, you know, it's, as someone who knows how hard it is to win football games, like, that's a huge win for that program. Like, that is a culture building, program building win for them. So just huge shout out to them. Clark Lee and that entire Vanderbilt staff. Like, I'm incredibly happy for you guys. That's awesome to see. And on another note, Kentucky fans who want Mark Stoops fired after this, once again, shut the fuck up. You were a fucking dumpster fire before Mark Stoops got there, and now you're winning.
Now you're fucking ranked.
Exactly. Like you win 10 games a year. Shut the fuck up.
I literally don't know what the fuck they're complaining about. Like fucking 3 years ago, they were a joke.
Exactly, bro. I don't understand it.
It's like you're ranked right now, man.
Yeah.
Be happy.
Yeah, like
be satisfied with something, man.
Exactly.
Football is a hard fucking game. You can't not every team in the NCAA and fucking Division I in the FBS can be ranked number one.
No.
And
it's hard.
And it's fucking crazy difficult to even be a good team.
Yeah. And to be consistent like Kentucky has. Like,
yeah.
It's just, just be careful what you wish for. So,
yeah, man. You can ask Preston how hard it is to handle Roadrunners.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
No.
But I mean all the love to fucking Vanderbilt though. I mean, it's a big one. You're right. This is a program builder.
Yep, it's huge.
I remember when Clemson beat Virginia Tech in the ACC championship the first year that they like really got on their spree.
It was 2011, yep.
And like how important now, granted the ass waxing that West Virginia gave them in the bowl game that year definitely hurt. Definitely fucking hurt. But that ACC championship win and like how important that was in that moment, dude, I still remember it.
Yeah. It was huge.
And this is that caliber of a win. Like there's some kid right now that will grow up and be a really talented athlete that is watching that game and in like fucking 4 years is gonna commit to Vanderbilt and make them different.
And he's
Yeah.
I mean that's you just have it's hard. Like it's hard to build a football program. A consistent football. Like, that's what we're
especially in the SEC.
Exactly. Like, I don't give a shit that it is the SEC. It's still the SEC. Like,
it's the SEC.
It's the SEC. Like, people don't realize, like, how hard these coaches and players work. And you know what? You don't always win every one of them, but you've got to get right back. You've got to keep on going to work. I don't think most people realize how difficult and how exhausting that is mentally. Like to just, we lost in 3 overtimes today. You've got to get back up and start all over again tomorrow. And we've got to put in that same amount of effort, that's for 12, 13, 14 weeks, whatever it is. And it's incredibly taxing. And people don't understand how hard and difficult that is. It's hard to win a football game. At any level, it's hard to win a football game. So that is, once again, just huge shout out Vanderbilt. The Commodores, just Clark Lee and that staff, just incredibly happy for y'all. That's awesome. Just huge win.
They are the Gamma to my Zeta Gamma, and we love them.
What we got next, Riley?
It's time for Preston and Riley's NFL Game of the Week. So, Preston, what's your pick for Game of the Week?
We kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but I know all of you saw the Minnesota Vikings Buffalo Bills game. Just a huge game. Minnesota, they're down big in the first half. They come back. They make it a ball game. Obviously, that fourth down that we talked about, Buffalo stops them. And then Josh Allen on their own goal line fumbles the snap. Minnesota recovers it for a touchdown. To go up 30-27. Josh Allen drives them down. They kick the field goal to send it over into overtime. Minnesota kicks a field goal, and then Josh Allen throws an interception at the end of the game. Minnesota gets a huge win in Buffalo. Minnesota, just unbelievable game, and I just, a lot of people have been talking about, are the Vikings for real? They lost to the Eagles, but that was their only loss. I think people really have to start looking at, what do you call him, Riley?
Perk Thuggins, baby.
Perko Thuggins.
AKA 1 p.m. Kirk.
Yes. Perko Thuggins. I think people really have to start looking at Kirk Cousins and this Minnesota Vikings, just roster and their team. Like, I think they are for real.
I mean, truly, as long as they're playing at 1 p.m.
It's a real thing.
It's a real fucking thing. Kirk
is.
Cousins is the ice master at 1 p.m.
He is. Fucking 5 chains Cousins. That's what I'm going to start calling him.
Dude, 5 chains, all the ice.
Yes, he's iced up. But if you just look at this Minnesota roster, you've got the best running back, I think, in football in Dalvin Cook. You've got arguably the best receiver in football in Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, by the way, 10 catches, 193 yards, and a touchdown. He dominated on Sunday. He
also put up the fucking catch of the year, most likely.
100% he did. I would argue.
Which is crazy. I mean, the Stephon Diggs catch before it, was a beautiful catch, also potentially a candidate. But when Justin Jefferson did what he did, it just made it look irrelevant.
I mean, you could argue it's the best catch maybe ever. I'd say it's better than Odell's. I would argue that.
It's a ridiculous catch. It really is.
I mean, and just the context of the game. If he doesn't catch that ball, the Vikings have no chance to win that football game. The Buffalo Bills ball game tweet, it would have really been real.
It would have been ball game.
It would have been ball game. I mean, just that catch was insane. I still can't wrap my head around how he caught that. But on that note, everyone's saying, are the Vikings for real or not? Maybe we have to have that conversation about the Bills. I know people don't want to have that conversation, but Josh Allen's now thrown 10 interceptions this season. And he's had 4 red zone interceptions, the last 2 games that he's played. So,
I mean, it's 100%. We got to see their numbers are still. I mean, they've lost a couple now, and that's a hit. But that team still got the fucking guns. So I don't think we should count them out yet.
No, I'm not counting them out.
We need 1 or 2 more. If 1 more loss in a row, or 2 more losses, maybe they win 1 but lose a couple more. They get shaky. We can talk about it. But right now, they need a bounce. They do need to bounce back hard in the weeks coming up. And if they don't, I am afraid that what you were talking about may become a truth in fruition.
I don't think people realize this, but they're 0-2 in their own division. They lost to the Jets and they lost to the Dolphins.
That's big.
It's
that
huge.
is big.
They were supposed to be, one of the Super Bowl favorites out of the AFC, them and the Chiefs this year, and it's they've kind of
but with a team like
lately.
them, with a team like that, with a team like just Buffalo, just their culture in general, the fucking a wild card run may actually benefit them. I mean, seriously, as long as they bounce back, they may not win their division, but I definitely think they're still way in contention for a wild card slot. And so if they can get that, I think that may actually benefit them. They're a grinded out, fucking play as much as possible kind of mentality team. So we'll see.
Yeah,
they just got to recover.
We'll definitely see. I mean, I just think that if Buffalo continues to struggle, you're gonna start asking some tough questions about them and Josh Allen. I love Josh Allen; he's a great talent, but for him to be compared to Patrick Mahomes and guys like that, I think that's a little too soon, in my opinion.
Or Andrew Luck.
No, don't go there. Don't go there.
All right. Well, you said something
today.
You said something in the middle of that about the one of the only losses for whichever team was the Eagles. Yeah. And you know what? You know who doesn't lose to the fucking Eagles except for once a year? the Washington Commanders. And my choice for NFL Game of the Week is Washington versus Philadelphia in motherfucking Philly, in motherfucking Lincoln Financial, getting absolutely turned on by goddamn Captain ODU. I love Washington with Taylor Heineke at quarterback. I know he's not perfect,
They're
but
feisty.
he makes our team play better.
Yeah,
he just does.
Yep.
Fuck Carson Wentz. Fuck Ryan Fitzpatrick. Fuck everyone that they've tried to put in front of him. Just give us what we want. Our fan base wants it. The results, I mean, granted, he only has spark plug examples to look at. And what I mean by that is he's never been game one, day one starter.
No.
He's always came in somewhere during the season and just like a spark of energy just brought that fucking shit in. Now, granted, last year it was that spark of energy. He was like fucking pretty much day one.
Yep.
but he wasn't day one starter. So, take that as you be. I think our team just plays better with him. We're just hungrier. People are like, the team likes him. The offensive line busts their ass for him. And it's not that they didn't do that shit for Carson. It just seems like whatever it is, however the draw of Taylor Heineke is like, it just fucking changes the Washington Commanders fucking locker room. Offense and defense. I mean, that was a pretty fucking gutsy win, dude.
It was.
Like
100%.
if Dabo Sweeney was the coach, he'd come into the locker room and say, that game right there, that was BYOG. Bring your own guts.
Oh, yeah, he would. He would.
He would, dude.
Yeah.
And so, it's just fucking let us have him, man.
Yep.
We know he's not perfect. Quit trying to replace him and focus on him. Like, help make him fucking better. That's all he needs.
And just to add to that, like, you guys have one of the best defensive fronts when healthy in the game.
And they're about to be healthy.
Exactly. Like, Chase Young's about to come back off the edge. You've guys, Deron Payne, Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen.
Like, Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Oh, damn it. Shit. It's
guys, intimidating.
Yeah, it is. It's very intimidating. I'd put it up when healthy against anyone in the league. But I think one of the most underrated players in the league that you guys have is Terry fucking McLaurin.
Dude, Scary Terry.
Scary Terry is a beast.
Scary tearing them the fuck up, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, Scary Terry, though he's been hurt, Logan Thomas.
Yep.
The quarterback to tight end for Virginia Tech.
Yep.
I mean,
he should have always been a tight end, in my opinion.
He should have always been a tight end.
He should have always been a tight end.
But now that he is one in the league, I mean, when he's healthy and when he's playing, I really like what he adds. Yeah, I really like what he adds. And then Antonio Gibson, love him. Brian Robinson Jr., many men wish death upon him. Motherfucker came in and just bulldozed himself to a fucking touchdown in this game. I mean, would not be stopped.
Just another shout out, Brian Robinson. After getting shot, and a few months ago, now he's playing in the NFL and he's tearing shit up. Huge shout out to Brian Robinson. I still can't wrap my mind.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he's tearing up holes like those bullets did in his leg.
Oh
no. But yeah, dude, big shout to Brian Robinson. That was one of my favorite draft picks from this past draft.
Yeah.
I had a lot of hope, and when the news came out that he got shot, I was just like, I was so fucking like, no,
You were like,
can't,
oh
no.
shit, same old Commanders. Here we go.
Yeah, man. You might as well think Mike fucking Shanahan shot him in the leg. I think that's why we've not heard anything about any investigation. It was Mike Shanahan that ruined a potential star for us.
Oh no. It was the same dudes that shot Sean Taylor. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Oh, God.
That'd be
They
wild.
fucking... I mean, yeah, that would be wild. But yeah, so Washington beating Philly and ending their undefeated season.
I mean, y'all are
Made me
5-5
very-
now. That's a huge win for y'all. Like, y'all are not
Yeah.
out of the division yet.
No, sir. Not with fucking Captain ODU at the hard.
I mean, it's crazy because everyone always shits on the NFC East. That division's fucking strong this year. Might be
This year is the only year that we haven't taken just a bunch of shit.
Yeah. Because you've got, the Eagles obviously 8-1. You've got the Cowboys. They're still, they're
Being terrible. I don't give a fuck.
They
I don't give a fuck about their record.
defense. I know.
They suck.
The Giants, led by Saquads.
Saquads.
Saquads Barkley. He's
Saquads Squatley.
he's been a menace this year now that he's fully healthy. And then you've got the Commanders who are just kind of, they're not dead yet.
Now we're the underdog, dude.
Yeah.
Now we're the hungry underdog, led by the hungry underdog.
Yep. I
just love Taylor Heineke.
I know.
I appreciate him as a fucking player, and the fact that he just keeps getting benched for other people that are absolute fucking garbage at motherfucking Carson Wentz.
Yep.
At motherfucking Carson Wentz. I was so pissed when I saw that we fucking traded for him or picked him up.
Yep.
Like, I was like, what? What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Carson Wentz? Dude, give my boy Taylor Heineke some motherfucking respect.
Yeah.
Get him a better quarterback coach.
Yep.
Spend the money that we would have getting a fucking washed up goddamn former wannabe star. Because we've done that twice now. We went and got fucking Ryan Fitzpatrick. And then we went and got motherfucking Carson Wentz. 2 years in a row.
Yep.
That we were like, let's go get a washed up fucking quarterback to be our leader.
And you've done it before too. People forget about Donovan McNabb.
Always. Yeah, Rex Grossman.
Yeah. Oh no. Sexy Rexy.
Sexy fucking Rexy, too gross for the fucking host.
Yes.
I mean, we have just this reputation, and it just makes me so mad because if they put a quarter of the money that they put into fucking getting washed up quarterbacks into making him a better quarterback, him being Taylor Heineke, he would probably be like top 10 quarterback in the league right now.
I don't know if
Seriously.
I go that far. I'd say,
I'd say top 10. I'd say top 10.
15.
Like,
I'd say the top half of the league.
maybe number 10.
Yeah.
But it's the heart, man.
Yeah.
If they let him develop his fundamentals with an elite quarterback coach, the heart he has, I'm telling you top 10. I'm fucking telling you top 10. He's got too much heart.
Washington
He'll will
Commanders.
himself.
Hire us.
Dude. Fucking hire us.
Let us develop Taylor Heineke. We can fucking do it. We'll do it. Dead ass.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Preston will teach him how to throw better, and I'll punch him until he's tough.
That's true. You're right. But
yeah, so
that's a huge win for the Commanders. Huge.
It
win.
is. It was a beautiful game. Monday night, we really don't have a lot of luck against the Eagles on fucking Monday nights. So, big win. All love.
Yep.
I guess one last thing I want to say is, go Clemson. We beat Louisville. It was a good bounce back from Notre Dame. That Louisville team, I mean, they're decent. I mean, it's a fucking pretty good ball squad. It's obviously not Lamar Jackson Louisville, but they're a well coached team, and we fucking pretty much gave it to him. Will Shipley, got to give him some fucking love. His hurdle to fucking defender and then bounced off of 2 defenders at once and still scored a touchdown.
As someone who's coached against him, he's really fucking good.
He's so good,
He's
dude.
really fucking good.
He is the heart and soul of our team.
It's either him or Luther Burden who are the best players I've ever had to coach against. Luther Burden, the 5-star freshman from Missouri, when we played them week 1. But yeah, Will Shipley he's so fucking good.
And then fucking, oh man, Brendan Carter, something like that. Linebacker, I can't believe I forgot his name. Number 8 though on Clemson's defense. 2 sacks, 8 tackles, a tackle for a loss, 2.5 assists.
Yep.
And an interception.
Yep.
I mean, that's
beast.
That's some fucking defense, boy.
That's some
fucking defense. That's not the entire defense stat line.
No.
That's one guy.
And you don't remember his name.
I don't remember his first name. His last name's Carter. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And he's number 8. That's what you know in football. You don't know first names. You know last names and numbers.
It's true. Maybe if you took copious notes like me, you'd actually know.
You know, maybe if I did take copious notes, but instead I take copious amounts of drugs. And that's the most important part of a tailgate. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Me and Preston, well, he's got something to do with some guys and balls, and I've got something to do with a bowl and green. So we're out of here, guys.
Yep.
Y'all have a wonderful day.